All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Brad and Kyle channel. We have another ball review for you today, but real quick. All right, we're back with our favorite electrolyte drink mix, our friends over at Element. Element is the best product in the market in terms of proper hydration. It's just one packet. Each packet has 1 gram of sodium along with some potassium and magnesium for proper hydration. If you're an athlete out there, if you're someone that's looking to get just in better shape, that's going to require better hydration. So right now they're offering our viewers a free packet. They have 8 flavors. You get to try one of each with a purchase. If you click the link below, it's drinkelement.com/Brad and Kyle. And yeah, go support them. I mean, this is one of our favorite products, and they do such a great job with just the knowledge in terms of proper hydration. If you're looking to learn more about salt and why you may need it, just head over to element.com or follow them on social media, or Rob Wolf, one of the co-founders. Has a lot of great stuff, a lot of great talking points on proper hydration. So again, click that link below, get a free sample pack, and support our friends over at Element. Back to the video. All right, so new ball on the market, Tour Dynamics. What is this thing? Well, because it has this, it's what they call a mass bias, that means that it is an asymmetrical ball. Now, a lot of the asymmetrical balls on the market tend to be your higher dollar, the gyms, the exotic gyms, the ones that are supposed to be like the Hook Monster, the cores are like the big strong, all the numbers, the RG and the differential. All of them are very high, right? Well, this asymmetric ball is actually just a little bit different. They took the core out of the old Rubicon, and if you like the Rubicon, they kept the RG basically the same, but they slashed the differential in half. And when they do that, the differential is basically the amount of flare. The RG is, you know, front to back, how early the ball is going to read. So it's still supposed to read fairly early. But the kicker is, without the differential, its overall hook potential is cut significantly because it just doesn't have the flare potential. Now, a lot of these balls aren't necessarily made. The only one that I can think of that's really close to having a low RG and a low differential is the IQ Tour, and the IQ Tour isn't asymmetrical. So I would consider this ball really close to being an asymmetrical IQ Tour. And we have one on the rack, and we have a couple of different balls that we're going to test on the rack as well. But the main one that we want to see is, what does it do in relation to the IQ Tour? And when we are throwing the IQ Tour, should we throw this one before? Should we throw this one after? What does the asymmetry make this ball technically do? So we're going to give it some shots. We're going to give some shots with some other ones as well. And see what goes on. So we're bowling on a pattern that we laid out. It was in the machine called Wall Up the Gutter, and we had no idea what it was, but it's actually, it's not too difficult. It's probably a 39-foot pattern that you can play the gutter on. So I'm gonna be playing somewhere in between 10 and 15, kind of swinging it out to about 6, 7. And that shot right there, I mean, immediately, you know, first thing you gotta notice is it reading the mid lane? Do we need to change the cover and all this stuff? And I don't think we do. I think this ball already out of the gate has plenty of motion. It's not rolling out. As you can see, it drove through the pins just fine. So I'm liking what we're seeing so far. All right, got the little bird dog off the wall. Now, the difference between an asym and a symmetrical is the asym is going to want to read the lane and pick up sooner, but the overall direction is more forward down lane. And when that happens, since it's really just a game of angles, you know, the asym balls can get to be a little too forward. So you saw that roll out quite a bit, but the kicker is it got the head pin off the wall and it still drove with power. So, all right, I'm gonna throw a bunch here. We're just gonna see. right, so apparently I'm just gonna put up a highlight reel of this ball, but I'm loving it. I mean, those are just straight shots. I think I stuck and misleft once, and then maybe rang a 10, but other than that, those are really good. But we have some other balls here. I want to try this IQ Tour. So we're dialed in with the Tour Dynamics, all right? This is exactly what we wanted. Now, what exactly does the IQ Tour do differently? So I actually kind of sort of similar drill, but maybe just a pinch stronger, close to my pad. All right, so that's close. All right, so after 2 shots, the first one I caught just a hair grabby, and it kind of jumped off line, and then the next one I kind of missed just a touch, and then it didn't hook at all. Now that's telling me that that wasn't doing that as much with the asymmetric ball with the Tour Dynamics, and without the asymmetry, you know, the ball's gonna want to be a little bit less controlled, which is fine for like maybe when you get more left or whatever, but right now the asymmetry was giving us more control front to back. All right, so the IQ Tour is actually pretty close. I think it's kind of evident that it's just a little bit less responsive so far. But however, the IQ Tour does have some games on it, and this Tour Dynamics is pretty fresh and comes kind of dull. So it could be the combination of the asymmetry plus the cover being fresh and a little bit more dull that's given us so much more room front to back than this IQ Tour. But if the IQ Tour is brand new, they're probably going to be pretty similar. But we have 2 other balls. We got a clone that I want to see with the asymmetry, and then we have a exponent for a ball that's going to be close to the IQ Tour. Okay, so clone, much bigger in numbers, just an overall much stronger ball, but the cover comes polished roughly. So much stronger ball, but a more sheen cover stock. And we're just trying to see if the asymmetry with this one is similar to, you know, just the overall shape. Okay, definitely it's a little bit straighter through the pins, so that's playing consistent. You know, this Tour Dynamics is going to be just a little bit weaker than the clone. So next ball up we're going to try is now a symmetric ball. However, I mean, both those shots strike. That's also telling me that right in this particular situation we're throwing an asymmetric ball. But our last couple shots with an exponent here is to see if we can. Okay, yeah, again, it's quite a bit weaker overall motion. It was definitely the most forward one. Kind of makes the most sense. It's not the strongest, but it doesn't have that UFO alert clone super strong shape. But we're gonna move left with this thing for our last couple, and we're gonna see if we can bend the whole lane, and we're gonna get out of here. I never do this well, so bear with me. Oh, there it is! Oh. All right, if it's giving me that look, let's go buy a few, please. All right, guys, so that is the review of the Tour Dynamics. Definitely a little bit lower end piece for an asymmetric ball since they just slashed the differential. You're gonna wanna use this, you know, we always, on the fresh patterns, we always want control front to back. And a lot of times you get that by throwing like the really strong asymmetric balls that give you the most, but sometimes those balls can be too strong. And that's where a ball like this comes in. I mean, if the cover was like a pearl, then it might be hard to throw. I mean, it still needs some grip, but the asymmetry along with the cover, it reads the lane really nicely. It definitely gives you a good amount of motion front to back to hit your break point, and it still goes through the pins. I moved 15 left, it tripped to 4, it still rolled out nicely and tripped the bucket, and I was able to play pretty much anywhere on the lane. All right, so that's your review. Make sure you guys hit the like and subscribe. We appreciate you guys as always. We love you. We'll see you. Have a good one.